And we're back.
Okay, so we're back, and now we're going to do my movie. So I picked Old. Are we going to see that?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
No kids allowed on the beach? What? No.
It's not true!
Oh, no! Oh, no!
We never leave each other. Nothing separates us.
Are we there yet? You said 5 minutes. Technically, it's been more than 5 minutes.
Let's just all start slowing down. Wow, do you believe I found this online?
I guess it's not that secret a beach.
Whoa! Who would leave this? From the hotel! They're so rusted!
What's happening?
Found stuff from the hotel in the sand.
Ready or not, here we come! What happened to her, Mom?
I don't know.
What happened to her?
The body has decomposed.
How quickly can that happen?
7 years.
But she just died.
Wait, where are the kids?
Trent!
Kara!
Come here!
Hey, have you seen my children?
Mom? I'm right here.
Dad, why are you looking at me like that? What's happening to us?
My daughter just turned 6 2 weeks ago.
Mom?
Whatever's happening to us is happening very fast.
You have wrinkles. There's something wrong with this beach.
What's happening?
Mom! 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 I'm scared! We have to get off this beach!
People are blacking out going this way. If she makes it to the ledge, she might have a chance.
Why is she stopping?
Why's she stopping? Kara, wake up! Wake up! They had to know what this place does.
I don't know!
You're lying! Look!
What is that?
A message.
We never leave each other. Nothing separates us.
We're connected to something bigger.
Oh no. We're here for a reason.
It's like, oh, yeah,
And we're
that's
back.
what he meant. Okay, so this is the great M Night Shyamalan, no matter what anybody else says here.
It'd be like
He directed and produced this mystery thriller.
Did he write it?
it'd be like,
It's-
and he sees dead people. Oh, we're back.
Okay. It's based on a Swiss-French graphic novel.
not know that.
Sandcastle is what the name is, by Pierre Oscar Levy and Frederick Peters. A family played by Gail Garcia as Guy, the father, and Vicky Crepes as Prisca, the mother, can't believe their good fortune that she found this thing online that to this beautiful paradise island, and it was very affordable.
That should tell you right there.
Something's
So,
wrong.
The two, so that's themselves and two children. The children are played by, the daughter is named Maddox, and she's played by Alexa Swinton. And since they get older, right, Thomason McKenzie. And Trent, the boy, and he's played by Nolan Rivers and Alex Wolff. Okay, so this whole thing is almost too good to be true. And it is. Anyways, the resort manager arranges for them to go on this excursion to this really secluded beach and avoid the touristy part of the resort. And they are taken there by M. Night Shyamalan.
He's always in his movies.
Yes.
Like Alfred Hitchcock.
Yes. They're not alone on this excursion. There's Charles, the doctor, his wife, Crystal, played by Abby Lee, his daughter, Cara, played by Micaiah Fisher, and his mother, Agnes, played by Kathleen Shelflin. A third couple arrives a little later, and that's Jaren, that's the name, played by Ken Leung, and Patricia, played by Nikki Amuka Bird. Okay, so they make their way down to this beach, and there's a guy already there. And he's a rapper named Mid-Sized Sedan, right? He's played by Aaron Pierre. He has a bloody nose, and there's a dead body. The beach is so incredibly beautiful, and it's surrounded by rock. But you feel a sort of weirdness about it, like it's just kind of got a weird feeling about it. Things seem strange, and we begin to notice the children are getting older. Because they're children, so we notice it right away that they're growing up. Actually, they're aging rapidly. Actually, everybody is aging rapidly. So it's like curiouser and curiouser. Basically, they figure out that 24 hours equals 48 years. That's how that they would age, right? This is described as a thriller, but I feel it reminds me much more of Twilight Zone.
Yeah, it did.
But
Like an episode.
but like a Twilight Zone this also has a message, but it's a very rational message, and kind of like that movie, the movie that when I said you did about Monsters of Men, where it's so in your face that you're just like, wow, did they just say that?
What was the message?
In this movie?
Yeah.
It's going to be a spoiler alert if we say it.
Yeah, we can't say it. Yeah. Tell me. It was a plausible ending. It had an actual message actually for today.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
It's very timely.
Yes, very timely.
I really like this movie, and I will definitely watch it again. Whoever the cinematographer was really did a great job. I just thought the cinematographer was fantastic at getting those wide shots. It was beautiful.
Let's see, that's Michael Giacalakis.
Yeah.
He was good, Lord. I thought we'd never been able to say
Yeah,
that
him. Okay, so yeah, I really, really like this movie. I love M Night Shyamalan. I like everything he does. To me, he's a modern day Rod Sterling. So except in movies. So that's my opinion. Patty.
It's not one of my favorite movies, and I love M Night Shyamalan Ding Dong, because it had a weak ending, I thought. But it could have been really good. But it reminded me of The Happening. And as soon as we finish this program, they can tell me what the message was that I obviously missed. I thought it was good up until the ending, because I was expecting something more
supernatural
gripping,
kind of thing.
Shamalama Ding Dong. You know what I mean?
More gripping and eye-popping.
Like The Sixth Sense. Now, that was a great movie. You know what I mean?
Also,
Lady of the Lake.
Signs was a great movie.
Signs was a great movie.
It had a great ending, too. It had a kind of practical ending, the things you never think
this
about.
This one I thought had a very weak ending.
You want to you want to watch it and go, oh, hell no.
But
oh no, you did.
But I did. But I was liking it until I was thinking, man, this could go so many ways, for an ending. Because I always think that halfway through the movie, it could go here, it could go here, it could go here, and it didn't go anywhere. So it reminds me of The Happening, and what else? What else? The Village. That's the two movies of his I don't like.
Oh, I like The Village,
I like
too.
The Village. I don't think I've seen The Happening.
I never seen The Happening.
Oh, you don't miss so much.
Oh, really? You haven't seen that? The one where the nature is basically
Fighting.
making
yes,
people...
about the tree.
Yeah.
Well, killing themselves.
It was something about a tree.
Yeah.
Well,
yes.
but it released some type of toxin where they,
Yes.
they have no self...
Yes,
Yes, we saw that.
We don't have to self-preserve
Okay, yes,
ourselves.
something like that.
Yeah. But this reminded me of those kind of movies.
You will see the Matt Damon or
very
Marky
much
Mark
so.
in that one.
Yeah.
Exactly.
We get them confused.
So I wasn't too impressed by it, and I really expect a lot out of M Night Shyamalan, especially. I'm going to say Shyamalan Ding Dong because of The Sixth Sense, of Signs, Lady of the Lake, which is brilliant,
Unbreakable.
So every so often he's
Split.
allowed.
Is it
I've got
Split?
one on the list.
Split.
Yeah, I don't even consider Split one of his
Oh, I
greatest.
So
love
what you're
that
saying
movie.
is you were getting old watching this movie. You're getting old
Look at
watching
these
old.
lines.
You're getting old watching old.
So I was kind of disappointed by it. So it would not be, but he writes so many great ones. He can have a clunker now and then.
You're gonna give him a pass.
I'm gonna give him a pass.
Okay, Shalon.
Well, it's sort of funny because I'm not a big fan of his at all. I like his movies though. The thing is, it's very watchable. But I agree with you, Patty. It all has to do with the ending that I think people grip them.
Yes.
Okay. Now, my thing is because I heard so much about The Sixth Sense that when I finally saw it, like halfway, I figured it out.
No way.
Yes.
Did you really?
So my thing was like, okay. So by the time I saw Signs, it's like, okay, I'm sort of done with him. But like I said, I've seen other films, and they're very watchable. So that's what I have to give to him. He knows how to entertain. My problem is, like you had said about the happening, it's like, what was the point of this movie?
It was 2 weeks.
So for me personally, it always has to do philosophically, because Signs obviously had to do with somebody trying to reclaim his faith, right?
Yeah.
Well, in Old, I think it's people sort of dealing with their own baggage, but knowing that they have a certain amount of time that they have to get, which is why the Gabriel Garcia Bernal and Vicky Krieps as the married couple are the most important, because they fortunately get to age in a way that at one point she can see she's losing her hearing. He's sort of losing his eyesight as you age. And I've done both now, that they're sort of confronting their lives in general as a couple.
Right.
And that sort of fascinated me, because what happens is it literally is put on speed because of the situation they're put on. The problem I have with that comes with the kids, though, because education can't be sped up. So the things that they're talking about by the end of the movie is like, no, these are like educated adults. You only had 24 hours. You should still be acting like a 6.5-year-old,
Right.
and she should be acting like a preteen,
True.
right? In my opinion. That's the kind of problems I have with his movies, is that kind of aspect of it. But overall, like I said, I think it's very entertaining of what's going on. I have to admit, I thought the special effects they did, because it is a digital, I did not even recognize Rufus Sewell.
No,
It was his voice. I recognized. I said, I know that guy. And then it dawned on me, it's like, oh, because they tried to make him look so young. So when he got to the finally middle-aged him, it's like, oh, I recognize
know
him
you right
completely.
away.
Exactly,
Yeah,
right? So that's what they did with a lot of the character. Because even Gabriel Garcia Bernal was really interesting, because like, oh, he looked like he was like E2 Mama Tambien.
Yeah.
But then all of a sudden it's like, oh my goodness, he looks like he's really, the makeup they did very well.
Yeah.
So the digital, I don't know if it's makeup or digital or a combination of both. I will give them that. That visually, you're right. It was sort of a stunning movie with the cinematography and the special effects.
Yeah.
But
But the story.
and philosophically, I can see what they're trying to do about aging. But the story itself is like, it just sort of left me cold. I did not get into it.
It's
even,
funny,
even with the ending.
I didn't see that. That's not why I thought it was
No.
good. I thought the aging was kind of beside the point.
Mm-hmm.
The aging was
You guys
beside the
can,
point.
after we're
Yeah.
finished wrapping it up, you can tell me what the hell's going on.
Well,
I
but,
must have missed something.
But what I thought was interesting, though, I have to admit, is that at the end, it has to do with a 6-year-old boy who befriends the young boy, Gabriel Garcia and Vicky Krieps' son. They're both 6, so they're going around playing, and the guy has an encryption note. I think he said something about being Egyptian, so they do it like in hieroglyphics.
Right.
But he gives them a note. And on the island, that at one point, when the guy's like an adult now, he's like, oh, you should go translate that note. And it does. And I thought, that's the thing I found fascinating. It's like stuff like that makes the ending to me, because it was a follow through from that one moment at the end and one at the beginning and then one at the end. It's like, how perfect is that? And that's what I mean. See, that's why I'm so frustrated watching the movie. He does such interesting work, but it doesn't all come together for me. It's like, I like this, I like that, I like this, I like that.
You just don't like the whole thing.
And it's sort of, and to be quite honest, I would compare it to like Cruella. There are certain things I really thought were great, and other things like, no, stupid, I don't like this, I don't like that. So, and that's how I feel about most of his movies. But I will say this again, like Cruella, if you want a light movie, it was today. If you want to see an interesting psychological kind of, I wouldn't even call it thriller, like you said. It's a psychological drama of people aging, and you're seeing it right before your eyes. What's going to happen? It works. It does work. So I will say that much.
Mr. Jorge?
Actually,
How about you?
yeah, I enjoyed it. It had a very, very international cast. I really see that movie with, like, really, they covered all the bases. They got everybody they could. Actually, you just made an interesting point that I hadn't thought about. Obviously, the kids in the movie, there's was 6 and 10, and they aged to about maybe 40,
Middle ages, right?
age.
47 years. Yeah.
In one day. You're right that they should have still liked it 6 and 10, but there was a level of maturity by the time they were adults. Now, I thought that maybe that's saying that the brain does age a little bit, that you just do get a level of maturity even though you're not that educated. I mean, that would be the only way I could explain that. Where else, you're right, they should have been middle-aged and acting like a 6 and 10-year-old.
Well, that would be saying not everybody in the world gets an education. So does that mean all in a more...
Well, but not just education from school, education from life. Experiencing life.
Yeah.
So they didn't experience life. They didn't experience life. They just went, boom, from here, like from 10 to 50. So I thought the 50-year-old should have been acting like a 10-year-old. But at that point, they were acting like adults.
Right.
So I go, unless the brain manages to age and mature.
Again, one of those philosophical
it's
things he might be talking about, how it's all ingrained in you. You don't need education.
And like I said, I really love the camera work. Yeah.
Deep
exactly. Yeah. We're going deep now on this show. Now, deep thoughts. So, yeah, and I love the camera work too, and it was very eerie. It was great shots. Actually, it also made certain interesting points, like again, like Budation, like the Gael Garcia Bernal character and his wife are they're having a conflict. They're arguing, and when they're so like so old,
they can't.
That he's like, what were we arguing about? I can't remember now.
I'm already at that point.
It's almost saying like, what when you get older, that things even worth arguing about, kind of thing.
No, exactly.
Don't take life for granted.
That's
whatever.
Exactly how you think at my age.
So maybe I think he's trying to make that point too. Now, M Night Shyamalan said that the movie is based on a French language Swiss graphic novel called Sandcastle by Pierre Oscar Levy and Frederick Peters. Now, Shyamalan said that the Sandcastle book helped him work through a lot of anxieties he had about it, death and aging, and his parents getting older. When he wrote the book, so I guess he went to do it in the movie. But yeah, I enjoyed it. I wouldn't say it's one of my favorite. It's somewhere in the middle with the Shyamalan.
Would you watch
movies.
it again?
No, I wouldn't watch it again.
Yeah,
I've seen enough. But I can watch Science again.
I've watched Science 5 million times.
But yeah. Anyways, yeah. So.
Okay, so we're ready?
Yep.
Okay. Patty.
What?
Rating. Rate the movie.
4.
I give it a 5.
I give it a 7. Still, like Shyamalan movies.
I'm giving it a 10.
Well, you go right ahead.
And I will watch it again.
And we'll tell you what it was going on at the end.
Yeah, we can't say that.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, so that concludes. Oh, I have to put on my glasses because yes, scene was beautiful, beach, lovely. Okay, so ending. Okay,
actually, somebody wrote. The reason time is flying so fast because they're having a great time at the beach. You go to the beach, time flies.
Who said that?
It was some tweet.
Okay.
Okay, so this ends our show. If you're still there, I hope you will like us and subscribe. You can hear this audio. You can hear the audio of this podcast on iTunes, Spotify, SoundCloud, Amazon Music. You can see this video and all our videos on YouTube, Twitter. Look for you can't do it on Facebook anymore. They
banned us.
They blocked our page, so we're gonna fight it.
I don't know why.
We don't know why, and we don't really care.
Okay, there you go. So now we're Twitch. Okay, so
maybe it must have been that Facebook sucks comment.
What the Flicks podcast? That's what you look for. What the Flicks podcast? You can follow us on Instagram and Twitter. We're in Facebook purgatory
I'm gonna complain to Meta.
right now. So look for What the Flicks podcast. You can email us with whattheflickspodcast@gmail.com.
And give us suggestions.
And give us what?
In fact, somebody
Give us suggestions.
we have had a request.
we
a few
did
requests for The Night Comes For Us.
Oh,
It's,
we
and
should
actually,
do it.
I know the movie. It's Indonesian.
Oh,
It's
I don't know that one.
Equal Ways again, and Joe Taslim.
really?
And Joe Taslim.
Oh,
We should
It
do
is really intense. So yeah,
Well, we will.
So guys,
Okay.
it's coming up.
So if you give us a movie, we'll definitely do it. That was he actually emailed me twice. So when are you gonna do it?
Well, we should have done it today.
So until next time, hasta luego.
Bye-bye.
Bye.